Hey now, Carl the Madman here.
Hey now, Carl the Madman here.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Just gonna go check on the chickens, have some coffee, and do a little recap, and answer a few questions. Oh, look who's greeting me at the gate. Yeah, welcome home, savage. See that savage beast tackling me? What the hell's wrong with that bird? Look, now she's eyeballing me again. The hell? Get out of here. Unreal, that bird. Chris? Out of control. Speaking of birds, I want to give a shout out to Jen from the Wild Yam and Trevor Fillmore, both for telling me what kind of bird that was I saw up there. It was a gray jay, or whiskey jack. Beautiful bird. Never seen it before. Now that I looked into it a little bit, I'm a little bit surprised I've never seen one before. But thank you very much, Jen and Trevor. Thank you. That was a lot of fun being up there. It was nice Eric came up, keep me company. I enjoyed his lawn chair and his breakfast. I would have survived without all three, but it was nice that he came up there and joined in on the fun. I want to talk about a luxury item. Fire. In a 24-hour survival situation, at least with what I had with me, I didn't need fire. Fire was not a necessity. I had enough water with me. I had all the food I needed that didn't need to be cooked. I had enough bedding and clothes. I didn't need fire to stay warm. So why did I spend all that time and effort and energy on a luxury item? First is, I think, has a lot to do with being comfortable, maybe, and the fear growing up in a house. You know, not being used to the outdoors. An overnighter without fire, 20 miles into the mountains, no cell phone, no communication, in the dark. I don't know. Mind would start playing with you a little bit, I think. But that's something I gotta do down the road here. Somewhere down the road. Do some overnighters. No fire overnighters. Get used to that. After doing 7 days of survival, the level of confidence and being comfortable in the wilderness, skyrocketed. This little 24-hour one did the same thing. Boosted my confidence. I was way more comfortable out there right from the start. Like my first couple of days of 7 days of survival, you're always looking over your shoulder for that bear and that cougar. But, I was pretty relaxed this time around. And it wasn't because I had a bear banging around my neck. Just from being out there, the more you're out there, the more comfortable you are. The more you get used to it.
Here's my coffee.
One thing 7 days of survival taught me was the amount of firewood. If you want to have a fire going all night long, the amount of wood you need. I wasn't confident going into the night that I had enough to get through the whole night, but I had pretty damn much the perfect amount of wood. And, I think a lot of that came from the knowledge that I gained from going out on 7 days and 7 nights and back in June. Anyways, that's my little discussion on fire. The luxury item. Not a luxury item if you need to boil water and all of that jazz and stay warm. But I didn't need to boil water. And I had what I needed to stay warm. So for me, it was a luxury item that I spent a lot of energy on. Anyways, I had a question about when I switched out of my rubber boots into my warmer boots. I should have shown everybody then. I just switched into my brand name Sorels. They're just a good winter boot. And yeah, my feet warmed up right away, and I was comfortable the whole time. They just pull on, pull off. Nice little boots. I got really lucky with the weather, especially leading up, because Man, the day before it poured rain. And the days before it rained and rained and rained. It was wet. That wood up there and stuff was soaked, man. It was wet. And the day I go, not a drop of rain. Sun even came out for a little while. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a challenge when it came to the weather. I mean, it only got down to -3 Celsius. That's 26.6 Fahrenheit. So it didn't get really that cold as far as I'm concerned. Maybe next time, one of these times, Thor's gonna kick my ass instead of cooperating with me, because Thor's been pretty nice to me. Question, did Chris welcome me back? Well, you just saw how Chris welcomed me back. Savage bird. Another question I had. So what did I take that I wouldn't take again? The only thing I took that I didn't use, other than like my first aid kit, was the machete. I didn't need the machete. But I mean, it didn't take up really any space either. It's a pretty easy thing to pack on a bike. I just had it strapped on my handlebars. But the Kershaw did everything I needed it to. And that's a big enough knife. It's like a machete itself. So other than that, I used everything I brought. Except for the machete, so I'd have to say the machete. Bear banger versus gun. Question was, why didn't I take a gun? Well, I live in Canada. I haven't jumped through all the bells and whistles and hoops and ladders and snakes and whatever the hell it is to be allowed to possess a firearm. So I don't have one. So I possess a bear banger, which I've never had before. And as it turned out, I didn't need this time. You know, I was going with my gut. It's leading into this little adventure. My gut was telling me, you know, I should probably have one. So I got one. Now I've got one. Better safe than sorry, I guess. I don't know. Could I have stayed there more than one day? I could have easily stayed there more than one day. Even without the food Eric brought in, I had enough food in my pack. I could have gone another 2 or 3 days easy. Water would have been a potential issue. I would have had to hike or bike for water somewhere, but I mean, with the bike, it's not that big a deal. There goes the squirrel. So, could I easily stayed there 2 or 3 more days before I'd run out of food and whatnot? But, you know, I might have been able to bag myself a grouse or something too. Couldn't have stayed in that spot though, because I was running out of firewood. And that punky, crappy wood with the Swede saw just wasn't cutting it. It was even brand new blade on there, you know, you just get in a little ways and she would just plug right up on you. Sucked. Last question, more adventures.
Oh, hell yeah.
There'll be more adventures. Every month or two, hopefully, gonna get out and do something. I want to do a snow cave. You know, like I was saying earlier, I want to do some no fire overnighters. I also want to maybe get Caitlin out there with me. And Eric and I are planning something, a bigger adventure next September. Stay tuned for that. Anyways, I've been rambling on long enough. This video is like 10 minutes long. I'll edit it down to 3. Better get out of here. Have a great day.